Hello everyone, so we're Splash Inc. and we're building self-driving patrol boats for national security. Now, why should you care? Your life relies on a lot of maritime assets such as container ships, oil rigs. Our world does not work without these, so we need to protect these. But there are some new threats happening in maritime security. So as our office hours lovingly nicknamed them, boom boats are a problem. So just like drones, in warfare, the future is going to be with patrol boats like these. So essentially, that's where we come in. We are going to be providing security for these critical naval assets, maritime assets, with our patrol boat. So we got started building. That's just some photos of us building along in our apartment. And of course, there's a B2B SaaS portion there as well. So very important. Although it looks maybe a little bit basic, it is actually quite complex because this is our fully fledged online control interface. It is satellite connected, so we are able to control our patrol boats anywhere in the world. I have no idea how I tricked Marcel into doing this, but we managed to, first of all, build a boat, the autonomous boat. Here I am remote controlling it while Marcel is sitting on it, and this was one of our very first tests. So next up,
just a key point. You can see who is wearing the life jacket.
Yes, Marcel. Next up, we added a radar. Marcel really loves his radars. We actually integrated it so you can see it live while driving on with the boat. So next up, we went faster. When you have 60 horsepower on a vessel that is 150 kilos, it goes pretty fast. So we decided to go even faster. And then we went even faster. And then this happened. So yeah, that is not supposed to go underwater. It sunk once we went a little bit too fast. So you can see it sticking out there at the very top. As they say, move fast and break things. Quite literally. And now, a bit of foreshadowing, that boat is John's boat. So once it sunk, we commandeered John's sailboat. We jumped on it to try to save our autonomous surface vessel. The stick with which we were going to pick it up broke, so I jumped in to try to save it.
Yeah. Unlike Ivan, I am aware of hypothermia, so I never even considered jumping in. And when I saw Ivan stepping up, it was clear he's going to go flying in, but he didn't actually manage to recover. So the next day we woke up, we called the diving service, we were like, okay, easy peasy, they will get it for us. And it was fine, but they were like, okay, we need 2 divers, they need to be wearing these kind of suits because it's toxic, and it's going to cost $10,000. So we were like, we know there's only one man for this job.
And his name is Sean. So we called up Sean, great guy. He found it with the side scan sonar, so that's like the picture of it on the seabed because you cannot see anything in the bay. It is so murky, 20 centimeters away, everything is just dark, dusty. And he managed to actually attach the line to it. It was about 15 feet under. We started pulling it, it came back up. This took actually over a week to organize. This was a lot of effort because we were trying to pull it up ourselves. But in that time, we actually built...
Actually bad at all. Actually bad at all. Like, it looks fine.
Well, I mean, there's a little bit of electronics water. Yeah, well, we did manage to recover it in the end. But this week did not go to waste because we actually built a second one with a completely new architecture. So we have got completely new electronics in there. We're starting on autonomous navigation now. We have a Jetson there instead of a Pi. So that was all good. And we made a little cut reel here just to show you. Yep, and that's it. Just when voting, remember, I made a splash for you, so let's make a splash for us.